Hello and welcome back to the Fantasy Football TokeNCast. I'm your host Travis, here with Ricky.
Hello.
And it was a pretty good week 8. I ended up winning my matchup by 2 points.
Nice. Me too. Well, not by 2 points.
Not by 2 points. You whooped that.
Yeah, that's right. Miranda had a rough week.
Yep. Amr, I got you on Monday. That was such a cool game for me. I'm sure it was a terrible game for you.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
I'm happy
pretty
about
close.
it. Honestly, it was a close game, but it came down to James White versus.
A lot of big weeks.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of big weeks all year, really. So
that's true.
But yeah, it came down to James White versus Josh Gordon. James White is just better, you know. Just better than Josh Gordon.
Maybe if he wasn't late to practice or whatever.
Yeah, that's what they were saying, but then they said he was going to miss at least a quarter or like maybe a few series or whatever. He didn't miss anything. He was out there on the
From
first
the very
play.
beginning?
Right.
Huh.
So
I guess that was just some bad reporting.
I don't know if you heard about it, but Bill Belichick was asked about it after the game, and he was like, you need to check with whoever reported that because they were wrong.
Yeah. Well, it was a good matchup for you, good matchup for me. It sounds like it was a solid week. So let's dive into it a little bit. What are some of the other happenings of week 8?
Yeah, so we're gonna go over the matchups, do little reviews now. Got to get the drank started.
Got to pour up, drank,
pull up, drank, sit down, drank,
fantasy,
drank,
football,
drank,
smoke,
man. All right, so the first matchup we're going to go over is Cody versus Chris, and it was a really good game.
Damn, Chris pulled it out.
Chris had a pretty good week. He almost scored 130 points.
Yeah, so Chris got his second win.
Got his second win, and
Cody
got
4
his
and
4.
4. Cody, what's going on, brah?
He got his 4th loss. He's down here with the peons.
Place, that's true. That's true.
He's down here with the peons.
Hey, 4 and 4 is not a terrible place to be because like you still have a good healthy shot as long as you make the right calls over the next couple of games.
But yeah, Cody had a few dud games. Chris Thompson getting hurt didn't help. He got another rib injury. It was bullshit.
Chris Thompson after the start he had to the season,
they need to sit him down. If they would sit him down at one, I guess it. Yeah, if they let him sit for like 3 weeks or whatever, he might be a lot better.
Banged up, and Will Fuller.
Let him heal on the field, which is stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
Will Fuller scored 20 before he went to IR.
Yeah, I mean that's a season ender for Will Fuller. It sucks for Cody, but at least he went out with 20 and not with 0 or something.
Right, at least he didn't go out in the first quarter.
But still, wasn't enough for Cody in this matchup. Chris got his second win, so we'll see what happens in week 9.
You had Marvin go for 27, Antonio go for 23. I feel, I mean, he had a good game. He could have had better results from the Colts defense and Dan Bailey, but, it is what it is. He still won the matchup. Cody had more duds than him, I guess.
Squeaked by.
Yeah. So Cody goes to 4 and 4, and Chris goes to 2 and 6, and we are going on to the next matchup. All right, next matchup is Alex versus Sarah. Or I guess this was last week's matchup. And
this is week 8.
Yes, last week's matchup. I don't know. I don't know what I was trying to say. Right. So Alex versus Sarah, and Alex comes out with the win. I mean,
damn, Sarah, that's terrible.
Yeah, Sarah had the worst week of the entire year, I think.
Are we witnessing the classic strong start and then inevitable crash and decay? Because that Sarah had a really strong start to the season, put up huge points, and now she's also at 4 and 4, just like Cody. So that's kind of a fall from grace.
You can't like expect Drew Brees to score 7 points, or Tyreek Hill to score 8 points, or T.Y. Hilton to score 4 points.
There's
nothing you can do about that.
That just sucks.
Happens.
That happens. Sucks.
But
I will say, but Corey Clement. That's a risky play.
It is a risky play.
Ben Watson, you're not excited about that play, right? That's never going to be a 20-point bomb, right? So, I mean, your big players didn't show up for sure.
She also had Marshawn Lynch go on IR. She had Dalvin Cook out, and she had Giovanni Bernard obviously taking a back seat to Joe
Damn,
Mixon.
Sarah,
so.
sounds like you could have traded Tyreek Hill for some nice depth plays, huh? Sounds like that would be beneficial right now for you.
Yeah,
It would be. I mean,
trade Gronk.
yeah.
Too bad,
I mean,
too bad you don't have any trade offers sent your way for some nice depth for these bye
Got
weeks.
so many trade.
All right, Alex. Well, Alex is having a great year.
Alex is having a good year this
he's
year.
He's at 5
man.
and 3. He got another win, easy win this week under his belt. And he didn't even have a huge game like last week or anything.
I mean,
it
it
was
was
solid. It
111
was solid,
points.
but
It
it
wasn't
wasn't a a big one for our league. You know, having a big day, having a good day is like 120 points, right?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
100 points is just like okay, but 110 points is okay. But I mean, a lot of these games are getting 130, 140, 150
Yeah,
points.
especially this year. There's been more touchdowns scored this year in the NFL than there has been in ever.
Crazy,
Really.
crazy. All right.
Through 8 games. Alrighty, we're gonna go on to the next matchup, and the next one's gonna be Leslie versus Aaron. And Leslie beat my high score of the year.
Yeah,
I scored last week. It was 150 last week. Now it's 153.6.
That's insane. That is like a full. That's like a full PPR league.
That's
score.
a lot of points right there. So you got, everybody went off. Besides, the only person that really messed her up was Kenny Galladay.
Yeah, he didn't do much.
She could have got 165 or something.
Yeah, she could have. She could have. If she'd played Marquise Goodwin, she'd have had 165. It would have been a pretty ridiculous week.
It was already ridiculous.
Yeah, it already
everybody
was.
else did. So.
Aaron 65 would be a league record.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, Aaron had a great day.
Aaron
That's
had a
the thing
great
is that he
game.
put
He
up
scored
121
120
points.
yeah.
So it's like you put up 121 points when your wide receiver 1 is on bye.
You really expect to win that game.
Yeah, you think you're gonna get it, but 153 is just. I
I'm
mean,
pretty sure 163 is the league record.
like Cam Newton's having a masterful season. I think he's like QB4 or something. Like he's just
Something like
flying
that,
under the
yeah.
radar, having a badass season.
He's just good.
And then Kamara and Mixon together is a beautiful stack. Latavius Murray's been showing up for Dalvin Cook being gone the last couple weeks in a big way, so that's huge, right? Having those 3 running backs is always nice.
For sure.
Whenever they all 3 of them hit like that.
Diggs scored last week.
And Diggs is doing Dig things. He's
He hadn't been most of the year. I don't.
Well, he's the top 10 wide receiver.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
He's not.
I don't know
he's
if
not
he's
wide.
top 10. I don't think he's top
He's wide
10.
receiver 10 in our league. Look, it says it right there.
Where?
PRK 10.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean,
You're right.
he's not had. You're right. He's had some ups and downs, which is Diggy or some games he just doesn't really blow up like that. That a little inconsistent, but overall, he's having a great year.
Yeah, he's having. I'm not saying he's not. I like Diggs. I just like Thielen better.
Well, yeah. I mean, Thielen's having a wide receiver 1 year. So.
And I want to be clear about that. I said I like Thielen
Megatron.
better last year. So I don't. I have no reservations. I will take Thielen over Diggs every
You didn't
year.
take him, Travis. You didn't take him.
I would have.
You could have.
If I had no. Well, I'm not
You
going
did
to take
not.
him over Mike Evans.
Or well, you should have.
Well, in retrospect, yeah, obviously. But,
All right,
all in all, it was a good. Leslie
Aaron
goes
had a great day.
7-1,
Sorry,
and,
Aaron doesn't feel bad about that because it's like, how much more can he really do? His bench, he looks at his bench, he thinks, okay, I couldn't have done anything more.
There's
So
nothing you
it's
can
just
do.
that's all you can do.
Yeah.
You got to feel okay about that.
Yeah.
And Aaron's still at what is he at 3 and 5? So yeah, he's
not
just,
out of it yet.
He's getting a little worried, but he's not completely fucked. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Leslie's at 7-1.
Leslie's at
7-1, destroying.
Definitely gonna make the playoffs at this rate. Alrighty, next up we got Miranda versus Ricky, and Miranda had a stinker of a game. She had Njoku goose egg.
Yes, Njoku, who's
Gooster.
having a great year and getting tons of targets, right?
Yeah.
Like as a top tight end in the league.
He didn't even get a target in that. He did not
And
register a
he
target in that.
got nothing. It was glorious.
That Steeler
Glorious.
defense. That Steeler defense.
I'll take it. Yeah, man, I was happy because, I was still a little peeved because I played Andy Dalton against Tampa Bay at home, which I thought, that's a beautiful, perfect matchup, right? You want that. But ultimately, the other quarterbacks that I was tossing this decision with did better than him anyway. So I just can't
it was
win.
3 points. It's
I know.
3
Well,
points.
I'm saying I've lost multiple games this year by 3 points.
It's
so it's
true.
like those little things that's
you
kill
ain't
us.
carrying
So.
3 quarterbacks on your.
Well, I dropped Dalton to the curb
you did?
days
Okay.
ago. He's gone. Thank you, sir.
All right. Well.
Yeah, he's gone. So I don't know. This next week, going into the next matchup, I'm scared because I'm losing Barkley, and Barkley's been the rock, right, of my team.
He only scored 15 this week or last week, but
Yeah,
it's
the Washington
still
Redskins have
okay.
had a really solid defense.
They really have,
Run
especially
defense
against the
solid.
run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I mean, I was happy with 15 out of that.
Yeah, 15 is his worst week on the year.
Yeah, Barkley, boy.
That is amazing.
I was nervous going into the draft day. I was nervous about picking Barkley at pick 6 in the first round.
Six in the first round.
I was a little nervous, but you know what? It's paid off. I'm happy with it.
Wait, was it 6?
Mm-hmm.
No, because we had 8 keepers.
Oh, you're right. But I think it was the...
It was the next one, right? You had the first pick. You had 9. 9, right?
9, yeah.
Yeah, so
I don't know why I said 6.
Right. Well, 6-9.
Well,
69,
yeah.
you know.
Hey, you know.
Favorite numbers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, on to the next matchup. We got...
Yeah, bitch.
we got... Oh, wait. We forgot to say the record. So...
We don't need to say
that. Ricky gets to 2-6.
6 and 2. All right. Miranda's at 3 and 5. She sucks.
Miranda's at 3 and 5. Oh, man, that's funny. So next up we got
Brian versus Keith. Battle of the roommates.
The battle of the household.
And Brian's he's struggling too. He's also
Brian
at 3 and 5. Just like Miranda's at 3 and 5, right? And Keith's having a solid year at 5 and 3.
He should have played Stafford over Winston. Winston got benched in that game, which he
That's
threw 4
heartbreaking. Whenever if you watch the guy you started, your quarterback, get benched, that is absolutely
the guy that's supposed to score the most
like
points.
You don't want to open up the fantasy app after that because you know, your quarterback is now stuck at 8 points, right? So that's not gonna get any better, especially because Brian started Carlos Hyde. In London, new team after being there a few days, and now. He had Melvin Gordon on bye, right? So it's like you got to do some shit like that. I understand.
Yep.
But 1.1 fantasy points for Carlos Hyde.
Bad.
He's gone from a starting top running back in the league.
Yeah, he was like
with a great matchups. getting 15 touches a game.
Yeah, he was like 15 overall. What is he now? He's 26 overall.
He's a backup quarterback
right
he's a backup quarterback is what he is.
Yeah.
And as soon as Fournette's back in action, Hyde is even more relevant. And,
it's true.
And it's just like, oh, man, that sucks to have such a good draft pick who was killing it for the first half of the season go to complete
shit.
A handcuff. He's a handcuff now.
Yeah, just because of a trade.
That's all it's crazy.
And
at least he had the foresight to get Chubb. Having Chubb definitely can help save that. Right? If you have Chubb, you automatically got that starter.
Yeah, because you don't have to play Carlos Hyde. You can play Melvin Gordon. So
yeah, ideally.
But Keith having the almost 140, scored 136.
I mean, James Conner is just all season long just destroying people. And Keith, picked him up early, paid that $6 or whatever. He's the third best running back in fantasy football right now.
He's had 2 relatively down weeks. He had a 12 and an 8. But
anytime you have a top 3 running back in the league,
the last 3 games he's over 30 points. Oh, well, he's over 25 points the last 3 games.
And Keith also going for that Marlon Mack is huge because Marlon Mack's been blowing up the last couple weeks in a big way. 30-point games.
You're lucky you got him too, because I wanted Marlon Mack from the start.
Mac's been great. So I don't know. Keith's probably scared though because Golden Tate is a huge trade this week for Golden Tate going to the Eagles. So just like Hyde and Brian's situation here with the trade, now we got Golden Tate for Keith going over to the Eagles. We'll see what that means.
I think I really don't think Golden Tate's going to get a lot of targets in there.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I feel he's going to get, I would say, probably about 7 targets a game, whereas in the Detroit offense, he was getting 10 targets a game, 11 targets a game. Like he was really good in that offense, and I don't think he's going to be that good in.
I mean, he just had such a good rapport and with Stafford's first read, safety read, right? Whenever
that was his safety blanket.
But who knows? It's hard. It's early to say, right?
Yeah. So Keith
so
goes to 5 and 3, and
Aguilar, shitty old Aguilar. At the beginning of the season, if you had Aguilar, you're probably pretty hopeful, right? He's been doing okay, and then he's just become at this point halfway through the year, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. It depends on how quickly Golden Tate gets up to speed on the offense. Like if Golden Tate picks up the offense really quickly, I think it's going to be a lot of him for the over intermediate stuff and the short passes and the move the change type things, and then Nelson Aguilar is going to probably go back to being an outside receiver, so he'll get the more downfield stuff, just like Alshon Jeffrey.
Well, hopefully he does open it up for Aguilar because he's been struggling.
He has. All right, and the last matchup is me versus Amr. And guess who won, Amr?
Hey.
It's me. Yeah, pulled it out on Monday.
Yeah, you alluded to it earlier.
I needed Monday night to win this, and I needed James White to outscore Josh Gordon
down to the wire.
12 points, and he outscored him by 14.
That's a nail biter, 122 to 120.
Excited about it.
I'm putting Almer at 6-2.
Yeah, you got another one. You got another loss.
Travis also jumps up like Cody to 4-4.
Yeah. So.
Also, 2 people that beat.
Right. Oh yeah. Me and Cody are the only ones that have beat Almer this year. So the rest of the league, y'all need to get it together. And I had to play Case Keenum this week, or last week, for 15 points, and I still beat him. You know why? Because I'm good. You know.
I mean, honestly, your Doug Baldwin play, Travis,
it was bad. That was bad.
Was rough because they were ahead by like 20 points or something at halftime and just didn't need to throw the ball.
And the funny part about that was I had Tyler Boyd in that spot, in Doug Baldwin's spot, 3 minutes before kickoff.
Man, Tyler Boyd against the Bucks that's pretty juicy at home. I don't know how you just start that shit. That's tasty.
Okay, so
Bucks, man.
Let me tell you what happened. So I was on my way to Keith and Brian's house, and I was listening to Fantasy Sports Radio, and one of the guys on there guaranteed a 16-point week for Doug Baldwin. So I was like, I mean, I do feel like Doug Baldwin's a safer play, especially against Detroit in.
I feel you. I mean, it should have been better than a 3.6 game.
It really should have, because he didn't have Slay on him at all that game.
Yeah, but the Seahawks were just destroying them. They ran the ball because they were ahead the whole time, the whole game, so they never needed to really throw. You know.
Yeah. And Demaryius Thomas let him down. I don't know about Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah, I wonder how Almer feels about his Demaryius Thomas now.
Because he's going to Houston.
Yeah, that trade. But I mean, Demaryius Thomas has been struggling this season, so Almer's probably not happy with that draft pick. But now being a Houston receiver against, across from Hopkins, where that might really benefit him.
Right. And speaking of Demaryius Thomas and the Broncos, I have Cortland Sutton on my bench waiting to blow up. I have too many receivers. Somebody needs to send me some trade.
Are you starting Sutton next week, you think?
No. I have way too many
because a lot of people are, especially because Elway came out
saying
all that about him.
That's true.
I mean, I feel like he's about to get some extra work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He should be good. I'm not saying he's not, but I want to see it first.
Wait and see first, yeah.
I want to see it first.
Fair enough.
But anyway, Almer, it was a good game.
GG.
Better luck next time.
Wicked.
All right. So now we're going to go to some previews.
Week 9?
Week 9. All right. First one up is Cody versus Aaron.
Oh, shit.
Cody at 4-4 and Aaron at 3-5.
This is a really important game for both teams if they want to have a shot at playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like 4-5 is.
Oh man, we're getting down to the wire.
You can come back from 4-5. I don't know if 3-6 you can come back from, because I think 6 losses is going to be. I think 5 losses is going to be the cutoff. Somebody at 5 losses is going to be out of the playoffs. So
yeah. But the next 1-2 matchups for both these teams with those records,
it's true.
That's determining a lot.
It's true, for sure.
So what's going down here? That looks like it's a pretty close projection.
Yeah, we got a projection of 104 to 109 in favor of Aaron, but Cody has AJ Green on bye. He has Carson Wentz on bye. So,
brutal.
Not that he was playing Carson Wentz because he has Matt Ryan, so he didn't really need him.
But still, AJ Green. That's a
at
huge
least
loss.
He didn't have Zeke on bye like last week.
You know what's ideal though? Even though AJ Green for Cody is on bye this week, AJ Green was in a walking boot. He hurt his toe, and so this is really the perfect time for AJ Green to hurt his toe because he gets a whole bye week to rest it. So if it's going to happen, it's kind of aligning perfectly. So he'll be hopefully good to go with his toe after this week.
Hopefully, yeah, and he needs Gronk to do something.
Oh, that's true because I mean you spent a big draft pick on Gronk, probably round 3, and I mean he just hasn't been Gronk.
Yeah, at
this
all.
Season.
I mean, he's
no touchdowns.
He has 1 touchdown.
I mean, since the first one, yeah.
He has the first game was really good.
He's banged up.
It was Gronkian.
He's hurt.
His back. Yeah, they said that his back was not doing very well. Yeah, I mean, I just don't feel like
Cody still has a shot though. Matt Ryan. I feel like is gonna have to throw a lot in this game, so that'll probably be good for him, right? He's got Zeke, which is Zeke at home is gonna be strong against Tennessee. They've been struggling, right. So Chris Carson's probably gonna have a good game at home against the Chargers.
Yeah. I like Lamar Miller. against
So what do
Denver.
you? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Who do you think takes this? Aaron wins this.
Aaron's got Julio back.
I like Aaron has Cousins. That's good. I feel like Funchess has a great matchup against the Bucks. Adams has a huge matchup against New England prime time. That's going to be awesome. Julio, obviously, same is going to blow up.
So I don't know. I don't know about Devin. Honestly, I don't know about Funchess.
You don't think so? It's a Bucks.
It's a great matchup.
They're
but
so
I
bad.
Feel like,
and look at Funchess. He has not been.
I feel like they're not
bad.
going to need. No, he's been good. Yeah, he's been good. He's had. I mean, multiple weeks of 15 or more points, but it's just. I feel like they're going to be up in the game, and I feel like they're going to run the ball a lot.
That's probably true.
I just don't feel like they're going to need. Devin may catch a long touchdown. I would say that's. I mean, that's
all I'm saying is
feasible,
that Torrey Smith is injured. He's out right now, right? So yes, Greg Olsen will get some passes. McCaffrey will of course get some passes. But when they are looking to pass in the red zone or whatever, often it is looking towards Funchess. He's a big dude. I bet he finds a touchdown again.
I think it's going to come down to Aaron's running backs versus Cody's wide receivers.
So Kenyon Drake and Doug Martin against Ridley and Parker. I actually agree with that because all four of those are like
questionable plays on all of them.
I actually think Drake and Doug Martin will be okay.
Ridley should be okay.
Ridley will be okay.
Drake should be okay.
I don't know about Parker.
I think it's the Martin versus Parker.
Wait, didn't Parker just have a big 30-point game?
Yes, he did. The last game he had is the only game of the year.
16-point game. Okay.
Yeah, it was the only game of the year where he scored over 5 points. The rest of the...
You just don't know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So
it's at home,
it all
at
depends
least.
on whether it all depends on whether Adam Gase likes the man or not.
Kenny Stills is still kind of hurt, right?
Kenny. Oh yes.
So
Kenny
that might
Stills
be good for
hurt,
Parker.
Yes. Kenny Stills is hurt, and
Brock. It's Brock.
Albert
right?
Wilson went out.
Yeah. That's right. So it's both of them.
Yeah.
So maybe if Brock has a good rapport with Parker, maybe this is the time. I don't know.
They were saying it's going to be Brovember instead of Brocktober.
Okay. Well, let's move on here.
Okay.
We've been a while here. So Aaron or Cody?
I'm gonna. Oh, man, this is such a hard decision.
I think Aaron wins this. I think Julio and Devonta Adams together with Cousins is huge. And
I'm gonna go Cody, and I'm gonna say that Gronk scores 2 touchdowns.
I could believe that because Kyle Rudolph for Aaron has been struggling. I feel like that's a rough play, but I will say that Kenyon Drake the last couple weeks has been a great play.
He's been great.
20-point game.
He's been good.
Okay.
All right, on to the next one. So we got Chris versus Alex. Chris at 2-6 and Alex at 5-3.
So if you had to guess, right, Alex has been destroying people, putting up like 130, 150 points.
He
and
really
stuff.
has.
So it's likely he wins this.
It is.
However,
projection right now is 108 to 100 in favor of Alex, and Alex has two positions in his starting lineup that are on bye.
I will say though, I actually like a lot of Chris's matchups this week.
Yeah.
Although I'm not a fan of Ben Roethlisberger this week.
No, or Antonio Brown. I feel like they're going to double cover Antonio Brown because that's what Baltimore does. They take away the number one wide receiver.
I love Chris's McCaffrey play this week because that's just going to be a huge game for him.
Kareem's
I like Tariq
Cohen.
Cohen this week is going to be good because Buffalo, their defense has been okay, but they have been susceptible to those pass catching backs. So Cohen's going to probably be all right.
You're looking at Chris. I was looking at
you were looking at Alex.
Yeah, I like Tariq. I don't feel like Tariq's going to be a really good play this week. I feel like Tariq's going to score.
Good. He's been good.
I feel like Tariq's going to score under 10 points.
No way, dude. No way.
You don't think?
Yeah, I'll bet you
on
water
bet that. Okay. Water bet.
Under 10
9,
fantasy points.
Week 9. Tariq Cohen. I think he's going to be under 10 fantasy points, and I think.
Way.
Well, I think Jordan Howard's going to score 2 touchdowns.
Jordan Howard very well could have a good game, and I don't disagree with that. He scored last week, and it was just fine. But look, even with Jordan Howard scoring last week, Tariq Cohen still had 17.5, 18.3, 19.6, 26.9. Tariq Cohen is having a great year, and he's going to get more than 10.
He's definitely on fire, as the announcers would say from
Nagy's scheme in
NBA
a perfect
Jam.
way. Nagy, the way he wants to run that offense.
Yeah, he's the Tyreek Hill of Matt Nagy's offense. I mean, that's what he is. Here we go. So
Alex or Chris?
Well, we didn't talk about Alex's team.
You're right.
But, Alex has Kareem Hunt versus Kareem Hunt versus Cleveland is going to
be.
He's going to score.
I like that. Hunt's been beautiful this season.
He's got Adam Thielen. Yeah, Adam Thielen's going to.
Thielen and Hopkins is quite possibly the scariest receiver duo in our league.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. I
mean, especially when you have Aaron Rodgers starting for you.
So he does not have a defense to play. Alex,
you know what? And he's got Robert Woods, dude. Alex 100% has the best receiving core, team in our league. With Robert Woods, Hopkins, and Thielen, nobody's going to be able to beat that. That's the best receivers. He drafted beautifully.
But he doesn't have a defense right now.
Yeah, you're going to need a defense, bro. Eagles are on bye.
He has Graham Gano, so.
But yeah, I mean, Alex seems he seems to have a system where he usually updates it later on or something.
I think he updates it on Saturday or whatever. I'm going to say that Alex wins this based on matchups.
I will say that Marvin Jones is going to have a slightly increased role moving forward, right, with the Tate trade. So I feel like that's probably going to be a benefit for Chris.
He's also
Godwin too with Fitzpatrick back.
He's also this week going to have to deal with Rhodes. Rhodes closed.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Alex is going to win this. Sorry, Chris.
Yeah, I mean,
assuming that Alex puts in a defense and a kicker. If he doesn't put in a defense and a kicker, then I might.
Then you might have a shot.
Okay.
All right. Next up, we got Ricky versus Leslie.
Oh shit!
The battle of the bedroom.
Oh. Yeah, this is always a big one. And you know what sucks, Travis?
I hope you win. You have Barkley's on bye.
Dude, Barkley's been my rock Not that I've won a lot this season, but when I have won, Barkley's been my rock.
I mean, he hasn't scored less than 15 points all year, so.
Although, to be fair, I will say that at least Leslie has Joe Mixon on bye, and Zach Ertz on bye. So it's fair at least in that way.
Ed Dixon.
Although Larry's on bye too, and you know what? I liked it when Larry was scoring 26 fantasy points. I like that 26-point game, and I can't wait to have more of that moving forward. So,
hopefully, I mean, he's got that new guy wants to. Byron Leftwich wants to get him the ball. That's for sure.
I see a lot of Qs though. I'm scared about those Qs on my running backs.
Yeah, Alex Collins. I mean, he
did not practice today.
He did not,
which is
That's
scary.
Not good.
It's a little scary. Hopefully, he practices tomorrow. And Sony Michel.
Sony in here?
Hey, if Sony's going to play, in my opinion.
Is he? Okay.
I don't know. It's an opinion. I don't know.
Right,
I'm not Bill Belichick. Currently he's projected at 0 points, but I think Sony plays, so he's in there now.
I think Cooper Kupp's going to play.
Cooper Kupp will definitely play. Yeah. Sony will not definitely play, but could play. But Cooper Kupp is finally back in action. I'm so excited because Cooper Kupp's been a better receiver for me than Keenan Allen this year. So.
Right. Yeah.
When healthy.
Than your first round or second round pick. She's having to play Marquise Goodwin, Kenny Galladay, who scored a point last week.
Yeah, but Kenny Galladay's going to get a huge bump. He's getting a huge bump with Tate being gone now. That's a lot of targets.
He's going to get targets for sure.
I mean, Cam Newton has the tastiest matchup of maybe the whole season. Cam Newton against the Bucs at home is going to be that is terrifying. He's gonna have he's gonna run for 200 yards. He's gonna throw for 400 yards. He's gonna score 6 touchdowns.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's going to score 6 touchdowns.
Alvin Kamara at home against the Rams with a huge over/under is also going to be a really good play for her.
I don't know. I think.
Oh, he's got an illness.
Yeah, he didn't practice.
He didn't practice today.
On Thursday.
Okay, he's probably going to be fine, but he does have an illness.
All right.
Maybe Ingram gets some extra work. Hopefully.
Diggs was held out of practice on Thursday.
I think Diggs is going to play. I read something earlier that Diggs. He said he's going to play.
He's going to play. That's what I think they said.
And I think Diggs has a really good week this week too.
And she's playing Marquise Goodwin with a hurt C.J. Beathard.
Was C.J. Beathard not starting? He was starting. Earlier they said he was starting.
He's probably going to start.
Unless they change it again. That's tonight. That's a Thursday game.
Actually, he may not start. You might want to check that.
It's some rookie or some.
You're not going to hear this. Yeah, it's Oh man, I forgot.
That situation is to be determined because I know C.J. Beathard was a game time decision and it's not. It's almost game time, but not quite. So that could affect Goodwin, but she kind of has to play Goodwin. Because Allen Robinson's banged up, right? Randall Cobb's banged up.
She could play Jordy tonight, but I don't know.
Either
I feel
Jordy
like
tonight or Goodwin tonight. Yeah.
I would take the chance. Well, she could play DJ Moore too.
By the time she hears this, she won't know. So I'm really curious which of the three, Jordy, DJ Moore, or Goodwin, she goes with in that wide receiver slot.
Honestly, I would play DJ Moore.
DJ Moore's on the up and up. DJ Moore's a great pickup.
Over Marquise.
He's been extremely out of all the rookie Wookiee. All the Wookiee wide receivers.
Right. You think DJ Moore's been the best?
I wouldn't say the best in fantasy. I would say the most efficient with the opportunities he's had.
Yeah, he's only had one good game.
Okay, I'll say Ridley has a really good argument for that. Ridley's been great with the touchdown he's had. But if you look at the very limited amount, he's got less work, but the limited amount of work he has received, DJ Moore has been extremely efficient.
DJ Moore is good. I don't deny that for sure.
He's not quite there yet for fantasy, but he will get when he gets more opportunity. He's going to excel.
Yeah, I feel like that's a true statement.
Okay, so who wins this? So am I going to win this, or is Leslie going to win this?
I mean, she's just got such a good team.
I mean, she's
got 2 people on bye, which is gonna hurt her.
She's only 7-1, Travis. It's not that big a deal.
It depends. I feel like you have a shot at this.
I do have a shot.
I really do feel like you have a legitimate shot at beating her.
It is obviously more likely that Leslie wins because she has a better team.
Put it this way: the projection is 20 points in her favor.
That's because Sony Michel is
30.
Sony Michel is projected currently at 0 points.
Right.
So and he's in my lineup. So
okay.
The projection's a little wonky because he's looking at 0 at the moment.
I was like, jeez, that's a lot.
But I think he plays, so I put him in.
Right. Okay. So if Sony plays and he's good, you definitely have a shot at it. If he doesn't play,
I mean, at home against the Packers, it's a huge over and under on that primetime Patriots-Packers showdown.
Right. If he doesn't play, you going to play LaShawn or are you going to play Ito?
If he does not play, I will probably play LaShawn.
You're going to play LaShawn?
Because the receptions he's been getting puts him at 12, 15 points at least. 10
right.
points.
I like Ito, though. I really do.
I don't. Not against the Skins.
Oh, yeah, true. I didn't even think about them having a bad... But
they're both bad.
Win, though.
They're both bad.
Yeah,
she's probably going to win. But, hey, we'll see.
Yeah. Definitely always a chance. All right, next up we got Keith versus Miranda.
Ooh, so Miranda's been struggling, right? She's at 3-5 though, so she's still in it a little bit. But Keith's been killing it. Yeah, Keith's been killing it.
Well, he went on a couple of game losing streak there for a little bit.
That's true. But he's been putting up big points.
So it's true. Yeah. I scored 150 on him. He scored 100.
Damn! Look at Keith's bench. Keith, look at Keith's bench. Oh my god!
So many buys.
Look at the buys.
Well, Golden Tate's on his second buy in 2 weeks.
We are in bye week hell.
Yeah, we are. We had 6 teams on a bye.
So you know what's funny is that whenever you go to set your lineup on like week 8 and 9, and you have like, if you're one of those, like I have one team on Yahoo that is like this, where I have everybody but one extra quarterback on my bench is on bye.
Right.
So I had no decisions to make in this league this week. I checked my roster. I had all the guys starting on my team starting, and then I looked at the bench, and it's one quarterback and the rest. Like, you can't do anything. So it's like, okay, I guess it makes the decisions for you. This is my team, right? So it's like, it's kind of nice. It's stressful. It's like, this is all I can do. I can't get a decision wrong.
He has so many buys that he is playing Traquan Smith.
Oh,
versus the Rams.
Wait a minute, though. Against the Rams,
that's not a bad. I mean, it's not a bad play.
It's a good play because
especially he's got the so he's got the correlation play with.
I bet he gets
Jared
a touchdown.
Goff
He's going to get a touchdown. Smith's getting a touchdown.
If he does, it's going to be a 70-yarder.
He might not have a huge day, but he will probably get a deep touchdown play.
If he gets a deep touchdown, that could be a huge day.
He's playing the Ted Ginn role. Ted Ginn was good for 700 yards the last few years in those big plays all the time.
So you notice this in daily fantasy where people will game stack is what it's called. So he has Jared Goff and Traquan Smith, and the theory is that if Jared Goff has a good day, that means they're passing a lot. So that means that New Orleans has to keep up, or the other vice versa. So Traquan Smith's going to be in the mix for getting a lot of targets because he's the outside wide receiver.
That's going to be I mean, I know everybody's talking about the Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady showdown primetime.
Yeah.
But I will say that the Rams-Saints game is something that I'm personally way more excited for, even over that, because those two offenses.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna have way more points in it, but the reason that everybody,
I don't know. The Patriots versus the Packers is still two good offenses.
Yeah.
But the Saints and the Rams is just so much more sexy to me.
It is true, but the reason that people are all gaga over the New England versus Green Bay is because they've only ever played one other time against each other.
I thought they had played a few. No,
one other time against each other. It was like 2013 or something.
Do you see all those commercials with they got like, they spent a lot of money for these commercials. They had I saw a Michael Jordan commercial advertising for that football game, and they also had Larry Bird and somebody. a couple nights ago on Thursday or whatever.
I don't remember it.
And my folks were telling me about it. So anyway, Keith has Matt Breida, and that's interesting because tonight Matt Breida is starting, and he's apparently not injured, but
he's definitely has like 5 or 6 injuries.
There's no Q next to his name at the moment.
He gets broken every week.
Somehow he's still out there.
I don't understand. I really don't.
He has no Q next to his name, but it looks like every week he gets like a huge injury.
A huge injury every week.
So that'll be interesting to see how tonight, if CJ Beathard does not start, does that impact Breida more, or Kittle more, or Goodwin more? How do we know?
Right.
We don't.
Because
this guy's never played an NFL game before. If CJ Beathard doesn't start, the Niners.
Yeah, Matt Breida did not get a target in his last game. Not one.
That's
which
really
you would
odd.
expect somebody a pass catching running back for a team that's not very good, that's going to be behind the whole time, to get a couple of targets at least, maybe 3 or 4. And yeah, he did not register a target.
I mean, Keith has a good team, and I feel like he definitely has the advantage going into this matchup with Miranda.
Does, for sure.
But I will say that Miranda's Tom Brady this week will probably have a solid game at home against Rodgers. Is going to be a big day, right?
Tevin Coleman versus Washington. I'm not excited about.
I know that's going to be rough.
She has Jalen Richard tonight, so tonight it's going to be
that'll be okay.
Jalen Richard versus Matt Breida. So that's going to be
Breida should have a better day than Richard.
Should. I mean, it depends on whether he goes out with a season-ending injury and then comes back to next week.
I feel like Miranda's Brandon Cooks is a good play this week. He'll probably have a great day, especially going against the Saints at home.
It's gonna be nice.
And that'll be fun.
It's going to be a good one.
Juju could have a good day.
Juju, yes, Juju could have a good day because Baltimore will pay more attention to Antonio. Especially after his last 2 weeks.
But it'll be really interesting to see if the Baltimore defense bounces back and shuts him down, which very well could happen, or if they continue to play like last week and get wrecked.
I hope they get wrecked. I hope the Steelers mop the floor.
Also, Miranda's hoping that David Njoku doesn't get another goose egg.
That's true.
David
Njoku goosing her last week. Really hurt.
That lost her the week,
really
probably. And Njoku's playing at home in Cleveland against the Chiefs, and what should be.
She's also got Odell on bye though. That's bad.
Yeah, having Odell on bye is rough.
That's bad.
All right, we'll see.
That's probably your best
good luck,
player.
Miranda. I think Keith takes it.
I think Keith takes it, but I think Miranda's got a shot here. She might surprise. It depends.
She does have a couple good matchups. It's true.
Taylor Gabriel going off would help a lot.
Ooh, this is an interesting one. What's going on here?
All right, so our next matchup is Amr versus Brian.
Oh shit! So it's
Come on, Brian. You got to be the third. You got to be the third.
Put
man.
Amr at 6-3, Brian.
You got to.
Brian's sitting at 3-5, and he's like, God, I need the win so bad.
He does. He needs the win so bad, but he has so many buys.
Wait a minute. Oh shit! Just like Brian's bench just looks almost just like Keith's in terms of
bench.
Look how many buys he has.
5 buys.
I mean, he's got not that it matters because Fournette's been hurt, but he's on bye. Carlos Hyde, not that matters because he's a handcuff now, but he's on bye. Alshon, but that's a big hit on bye.
That's a bad.
Eric Ebron, that's a big hit.
Yeah.
That's on bye.
He's got Vance though, which isn't bad.
Yeah, and Hines, he's fallen off, but he's still serviceable, and he's on bye.
With Marlon Mack coming up, Hines is the passing catch.
He was still getting work. But wait, Brian doesn't have a kicker.
He'll get it.
Brian, you're gonna need a kicker, dog. Yeah. I'm gonna recommend it.
So the kicker will probably give him projected 8 points.
So let's look at his bench. Let's look at his bench because Brian's playing Vance McDonald this week, which I feel like is a decent stream at tight end this week.
He could play Jordan Reed.
Wait a minute. So he has Jordan Reed.
He has Jordan Reed, Eric
Ebron, and Vance. So McDonald. You drafted Jordan Reed, and Jordan Reed somehow has been healthy all year. And you are not going to start him whenever you have Eric Ebron on bye.
It's because he hasn't scored over 10 points in 7 games straight.
Brian's going for the streaming Vance McDonald holding 3 tight ends and no kicker at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I would play Jordan Reed because he's
against Atlanta.
He's at home versus Atlanta.
And he's healthy. He's not even a Q.
Instead of on the road versus Baltimore.
No, I will say that Baltimore, I think, has not been the greatest against the tight end, and Vance McDonald has looked really good. So it's possible that he does a good game. But that does surprise me that Brian opts for the 3 tight end strategy, and with Jordan Reed against the Falcons at home. It's interesting.
You're right. They have given up a lot of points to the tight end this year.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore has. So
a lot of buys though. That's a lot of buys.
There's a lot of buys for Brian.
And Amr only has 1 player on.
I really wish that you had some better matchups, Brian, because I just feel like
look at this.
He's got too much.
I want you to look at Brian's receiving unit here, starting the Amari Cooper on his new Dallas Cowboy team at home against
Cowboys.
The recently terrible Tennessee's. Yeah.
If y'all didn't hear about it, Amari Cooper got traded to the Cowboys on their bye.
Woo! Yeah!
So y'all definitely needed it, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, look, I'm conflicted because
they shouldn't have given up a one
first. I mean, I know. Look, I know Amari Cooper was drafted in the first, right? So I get that he's a first-round player, but at the same time,
he hasn't played like a first-round pick.
Really the first 2 years,
he played like a first-round pick.
The first 2 years, yes.
The
last 2 years, no.
Yeah, he hasn't played it like this year or last year.
It's kind of hard to say what's going on with that.
But he's always been boom bust. It's just he was. There was more boom in the past.
He was really good when he was across from Crabtree. He was solid.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see. It's to be determined. But you have to agree that the Cowboys' receiving unit has improved with Amari Cooper.
He's also got Sammy and Emmanuel, and I love Emmanuel without Demaryius there.
Yeah, no. I mean, Sanders is having a great season.
He really is.
With Demaryius Thomas still there.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how that changes with Sutton in the mix a little bit more.
I think Emmanuel's going to get the majority of the double teams, which is going to open up for Sutton. But Emmanuel plays a slot, so it's more quick passes, and then he does a lot of yak. So
yards after catch.
You can do replicate that a lot easier.
So you know what's funny is that you remember the quarterback that Brian was starting last week in Week 8.
No, I don't.
It was Jameis Winston who got 8 points and was benched.
And
now Brian has the Ryan Fitzpatrick, the Fitzmagic, just like the beginning of the season. He's got him starting here. The Fitzmagic, unfortunately, in Carolina against the Panthers is a tough matchup. But hey, Fitzmagic
They're gonna have to throw it a lot.
Exactly, and that's if there's one thing that he can do.
He slings the damn ball, that's for sure.
Peyton Barber's not going to have a great day.
By the way, that Carolina defense is probably going to be a good play. Just saying.
I bet
they could definitely throw. He could throw 2 pick sixes.
Look, Amr's got a 25-point advantage in the projection right now.
Yeah, without him.
I think Michael Thomas is probably one of the best receivers of the week. I think Todd Gurley is the best running back of the week. Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback, maybe 1, 2, 3 quarterbacks of the week.
Right.
So it's going to be tough to keep up with that.
And I don't know if you know this, but Michael Thomas.
Bears. Oh my God!
He's got the Bears.
Look at the Bears defense. Look who they're playing.
Yeah, Buffalo.
The Bears defense against Buffalo Bills, who are starting Nathan Peterman.
That'd be bad.
Oh my God! Damn it, Amr! Why are you going to destroy Brian here?
He is. I think it's going to be like a 150-point game.
And Melvin Gordon for Brian, his hope for a 30-pointer, right?
Yeah.
His hammy's bothering him.
It is. I think Melvin's going to play, though. I don't think.
No, he's going to play. I agree with you.
I think Melvin's going to play.
Yeah, but I think if Brian wins, it'll be one of those upset games.
I don't know if you knew this, but do you know what Michael Thomas's catch percentage is this year?
I have no idea.
Take a guess. Just
his catch percentage. So okay, I'm going to say it's probably really high. Because he catches most things thrown his way. So I'm going to say 82%.
91%.
Damn, I thought my guess was high. 91?
He catches 91%
That's
of
amazing.
the balls that are thrown in his vicinity.
That's amazing.
That dude is the man.
And Michael Thomas is playing at home in the Dome against the Rams. He's gonna have a great.
Feast.
I mean, I know the Rams defense is good. They have good corners, right?
No,
but it's Michael Thomas.
They have bad corners actually.
Because they're both. No, one of them is Talib back. Is he still hurt?
I don't know. I
know
thought
both
they were both hurt for.
They both were hurt. Either way, the Rams haven't quite lived up to the expectations, but they still haven't really been that bad either.
True. All right, so I think Amr wins it. Sorry about you, Brian.
I mean,
he's got a fucking super team.
Yeah, Amr killed the draft this season, and
he picked up Phillip Lindsay.
He spent properly for Phillip Lindsay, and probably for O.J. Howard. Did he draft him? I don't know.
He didn't draft O.J. Howard, but
O.J. Howard's a good tight end.
It's
especially with his magic there.
It's a tight end. I don't worry.
Look
about
at O.J. No, go back. Hold on. I want to see where's O.J. Howard at right now in the season. Like what? Because he's had a pretty solid season, I thought.
He's number 7.
He's the 7th.
Season.
O.J. Howard's the 7th best tight end, okay?
And that's with a goose egg.
So, if you have O.J. Howard on your team and you did not draft him, okay, and
it was a good pickup.
That's as ideal as it gets, okay? If you're picking up a tight end and he's the 7th best in the league.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't a good pickup. I feel like the Philip Lindsay is what really helped him.
I mean, he paid for him, so respect.
He did.
Respect.
All right, next up we got Sarah versus me.
Oh shit, Travis!
Yeah.
Oh, this is a huge one.
It
this
is
4-4
versus
4 teams.
4-4.
2 4 4
She's on a 2-game losing streak. I'm on a 2-game winning streak.
Holy shit! Projection has you at a big advantage.
Yeah. We'll see though. I think the projection's going to come up.
Wow, you have a 25-point projection advantage. Why is that?
Dalvin Cook's probably got a 0.
Yeah, she has Dalvin Cook in there, and he's at 0, I'm sure.
So buys, I have David Johnson and Tyler Boyd on buy, which is bad for
that
me.
stings.
I have James White.
Wait a minute, look at how many buys she has. Hers is looking like Brian's and Keith's.
Yeah.
She has like 5 guys on buy.
I mean, the only one I'm really worried that she should be worried about though is T.Y. Hilton.
No, dude,
all the rest
T.J.
of them,
Yeldon has been a
Yeldon's
starting running
okay,
back for her. He's the top back this season, surprisingly.
He's pretty good.
Just because Fournette's missed so much time.
Balls.
He's the 8th best running back.
8 on the year.
The
That's
8th best in the year. That's because he catches so many passes.
Right.
And Fournette's been gone.
Right. But yeah, I think.
I mean, Travis, you're gonna win this.
I think I'm hoping I win this. I need
Sarah's
this win.
Gonna. Oh man. Unless Drew Brees could have a 30-point game.
Drew Brees could have a 30-point game, and if he does, he could throw a touchdown to Ben Watson. If that happens, then
because Sarah does not have Latavius Murray, which has really harmed her. She should have. If she had Latavius Murray for these 2 or 3 20-point games,
right,
that could have really saved her from Dalvin Cook. She should.
Definitely would have helped.
I know for a fact that Leslie offered a trade to Sarah. Listen to this.
Okay.
Sarah received a trade. I don't know when this was. Probably like a month ago. Sarah received a trade from Leslie, and I recall her saying that it was offering Sarah Latavius Murray because Sarah's the Dalvin Cook drafter, right?
Right.
For who was it? I think Giovanni Bernard, who Sarah had. Yes, and Sarah does have on bye right now this week. However, Sarah's had him, and and Gio was killing it earlier in the year whenever Joe Mixon was gone,
right.
And Leslie has Joe Mixon. So I remember that when Mixon got hurt or whatever, he was gone. She sent that trade for Gio Bernard to Sarah for Latavius Murray because Leslie had Murray.
Right.
She's like, hey, I'll send you a handcuff for a handcuff. That's a fair trade, right?
Right.
And that would have benefited both Leslie because Gio had a couple good weeks, and it would have benefited Sarah.
Way more.
Latavius Murray did have one bad game, but Murray's had like 2 or 3 good games since then. 18, 20 points.
Yeah, Gio, put it this way. Gio had, 2 good games when Mixon was out? So he had a 17 and a 23-point game.
So, I mean, that could be the
Murray
difference.
had 3 games in a row where he just went off.
Sarah's at 4-4, which is, okay, that's good. But she could have another 5th or 6th wins if she had Latavius Murray to plug in for Dalvin.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't think that you have made a trade all year, Sarah, and making trades when you need them, like when you have Dalvin Cook out now. When you have Dalvin Cook out, when you have Marshawn Lynch go on IR, like you need to trade a little bit. Like I understand that you're not afraid, but you don't want to trade because you don't want to lose. You don't want to lose a trade.
You have good players, you don't want to get rid of them.
I can understand that, but what you do is you look online, you say go to Reddit or something, go to the Sleeper app, like we were saying at the beginning.
There's a trade value chart.
Yeah, there's a trade value chart on CBS.com.
I should post that online.
There's a trade value. Yeah, it's from
that would probably benefit
Dave
everybody.
Richards. Right. Well, so the thing about the trade value chart, I use it as kind of like a guideline, but it's more for if you really feel like the trade is close. Like if you're debating on whether to send, like say I'm going to send somebody Julian Edelman and James White for whoever, right? Maybe I needed to bump it down because that's too much to give somebody for what I have. So what I want to do is look at the trade chart and see, can I give somebody, instead of giving them James White, can I give them, for example, Derrick Henry, if he was doing good.
Well, yeah, that's quite a jump there. That's quite a jump there from a running back one.
Okay, so
a running back 1 to Derrick Henry is a big jump there.
Yeah. Well, so then Adrian Peterson, right? So instead of giving them
Peterson's
James
probably
White,
a running back 1 too.
He is, but he's a little bit less than James White.
Yeah.
But so if maybe the trade chart says that if I send them Adrian Peterson and Julian Edelman for that player or those 2 players, it'll be more of a equal deal than if I sent James White and Julian Edelman.
Yeah, I feel like everybody in the league having access to the trade chart is probably going to be beneficial for everybody.
It's true.
However, I will say that all trade charts are slightly subjective.
They are.
In that I think that the CBS one, I just don't like it as much as like the Reddit one. The one on Reddit I saw was better than the one on CBS.
Okay.
But I'm going to say that it's subjective. That I saw guys ranked too highly and too lowly on both. But it is a nice tool to have generally because some people are more inherently conservative, or just you want to keep your guys you drafted. Don't want to lose on a trade, right? But
the problem with it is people value their own players way too highly. So you'll have a Mike Evans for me, and I will value that as
hard not to.
As a top 3
it's really hard not to.
wide receiver because that's what I want him to be.
We all have that bias,
exactly,
and it's really tough to crack that bias, even if you're cognizant and you're aware that we have these biases and that it's impacting you and that you want to make fair trades. Even like being aware of that and knowing that, it's still hard whenever you get a trade.
Give up a player.
You value your guy more than you should a lot of the time, and it's just hard not to. Like by your first initial reaction upon reading that trade offer is always like. It's always that little bias is sneaking into whatever your reaction is, even if you think about it afterwards and you decide otherwise. Exactly. It's hard not to have that play.
It really is. And especially, so Mike Dempsey on Fantasy Sports Radio put it this way. If you feel like, so you go to press send on a trade and you stop yourself because you're like, man, is this a good trade? Am I losing this trade?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know
That's
what you
a
mean.
good trade.
Interesting.
That's a good trade. That's how you know. Yeah. Because both
sides,
you
might lose.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Therefore, it's a good trade for the other person. Because if there's no chance of you losing on the trade, that is not a good trade for that other person to see. They're not going to want it. If there's no chance for you losing on the trade, they're gonna read that and say, "Oh, that's a shitty reject trade. I don't want that."
Exactly.
If you might lose on it, that means there's players that the other team might want, and therefore it might be a good trade.
Right. Exactly. And that's
it's hard,
a good rule to live by. If you like trading, I mean, you don't have to trade at all, but
if you killed your draft and all your top 7 draft picks are destroying the league, then you're probably not going to trade.
Obviously, you don't need a trade.
But for a lot of people that had an injury, for a lot of people that had whatever come up, you can benefit
Dalvin
from
Cook,
some depth, right? A couple of guys on your bench, you get a Drake on your bench, you get some guy on your bench that could be a good flex play on any given week.
Phillip Lindsay. That's just a little bit about because trading is something that everybody needs to. They don't need to participate.
Everybody better unless you had unless you had the best draft in the league, which there's always somebody that had the best draft in the league. Except for that guy, it's pretty much very beneficial for you to look at trades and not ignore them all and be super conservative. Unless you hit on your draft like that one perfect draft. And even then, it's still probably beneficial for you, depending on because everybody has weaknesses, right?
Especially when you start losing, you need to
or bye weeks, or
say you get
injuries.
So say it's week 5 and you get to 1-4, right? At that point, you need to start trading. You need to start.
Oh yeah, man! I've had a rough season, and I sent out a lot more trades this year than I have ever sent out before because every season in fantasy, one of my strengths historically has been draft day. I've had a good draft, and therefore I haven't really felt the need to trade. I mean, I have traded. I traded with Cody. I've traded with Brian. I'll do trades here and there, but I'm never doing 5 trades a season. But this year I've sent out more offers. Doesn't mean I've had more trades,
right?
But I've sent out more offers than ever before because you feel like you've got to make moves to keep yourself in it, right?
Yeah, and that's what I felt like I had to wait. The reason that me and Ricky were going to do some trades this year, but a couple of times I felt like I just needed to wait on my team to get here because I had Mark Ingram and I had Julian Edelman and
4 weeks.
It's just 4 weeks. Baldwin, right? And it's just been a year of waiting for me.
Yeah, you had a whole second half team.
Right, exactly. Now that I've had a couple of weeks where I'm like, okay, I've had 130 points, 150 points, 125 points. It's been pretty good for a while now. So
I think you're okay,
not
Travis.
Travis,
I know you're not happy being at 4-4, but you're also not sad about it because you know that being a second half team like that, knowing your guys were going to come online the second half of the season, if you're 4-4 at that point, then you're okay. You're happy.
Exactly.
But if you were 2-6 at that point, you're not happy. It doesn't matter.
If I was 2-6, I would have been making trades that when I had 5. If I have 5 losses, I'm making trades. Period. No matter what is on my team. If I need to trade away David Johnson because it's not a keeper where I can keep David Johnson next year, I will trade him away if I needed to do that.
You had to do it.
But
I mean, in our league, it is especially brutal because most leagues that I play in will have that 6-team for playoffs, right? Some even have like half the league, right?
Right.
But 6-team is pretty normal. But for our league, which I do like that it's 4 teams, but it just means that, I mean, the reality is that if you're not in the top teams in the league, you're fucked.
So right now the standings, we'll just go over.
So Leslie's the only 7-1 team at this point. She's killing the league.
Because last week I beat Lord Gordon and his disciples.
Leslie has the most points for, right?
Yes, she does. She has
985.
Yes, she does.
She has the most points for. And the next after Leslie, of course, is Amr, who still has a great record of 6-2.
He doesn't have the most points. Oh, you're talking about
I just meant his record, 6-2. He's the only one that's won 6 games.
Right. So there's 4 people above 900 points, and actually Alex is second in points scored.
That doesn't surprise me. Thielen's been amazing.
Amazing. He must have had, because he has points against. He's last. I don't understand how his.
How has he only had 780s?
Right.
He's the only person in the 700s for points against. He's had the softest schedule in the league.
That's amazing, and he's still lost 3 games. I don't understand that. When he scored, he must have scored big.
Alex, through the first 8 weeks, you've hit the jackpot.
Right, for sure. And really, Sarah has too. Sarah, you probably need to make some trades. Sarah,
but Alex is sitting at third.
You only had 800 points.
Alex is 5-3, and Keith's next at 5-3. Right, those are the only 2 5-3 teams.
Yeah.
And Keith's had a lot of points scored against him relative to the other guys in the top part of the table there. Keith's had a lot of points scored. Keith's had 926 scored against him, which is way more than the 800s and 700s.
There's only 3 people in the league that have had over 900 points scored against them, and the other two are the bottom 2 teams.
Oh.
One of them being Ricky.
God damn it! I've had 929 points scored against me, even though I put up 868 points, which 868 points is more than Miranda's put up, right? It's more than Chris's put up. It's more than Aaron's put up.
It's almost as much as Keith has put up.
It's more than Sarah's put up. It's more than Cody's put up, okay? I put up points. Half the table is below me in the number of points I've put up, okay?
It's true.
But I've been getting fucked. God damn it! Fantasy football!
All year.
Give me a whiskey!
That's what fantasy football does to you. So, I'm just going to go over, I'm going to go down the list. So, we got Leslie, Amr, we got Alex, Keith.
And that's the top 4. Top 4 right now is those 4.
Oh, yeah, that's who would make playoffs if it ended right now.
All the 5-3 and up teams. And then the 4-4 we have
me, Cody, and Sarah.
So, like, some of these matchups this week here is going to be
Sarah versus
huge
each other
for
this
these 4-4 teams. It's huge.
Yeah.
And then the 3-5 teams, it's also, like, because Aaron and Brian and Miranda are not technically out of it with 3 wins. They're still technically in the mix if they win the fuck out. So, for them, it's big, too. But and then
it really depends on what the top 4 teams do. If they all win out, then the rest of us are fucked.
So, you're saying that the Booty Scooters at 7-1, leading our league, playing World Domination right now, if I win this week, Travis,
we got a shot.
God damn right.
I need you to win.
God damn right. You're cheering on me. Hey, boys, I need your support this week. Okay? Yeah. You can't be shitting on me this week.
I got you.
Finally support me, please.
I got you.
For the love of God. I need it. All right, so is that all our matchups, right?
Yeah, that's all our matchups. And
anything on the waiver this week, Travis?
Oh, yeah. I guess we do have the free agency report.
It's usually just a few on Wednesday.
We got to...
fucked it up.
Oh, it was just the Cody and Leslie show on the waiver wire this week.
Cody and Leslie pretty much spent... How much... Did you spend all the rest of your money?
I spent $30.
$30 up for Cody.
That's a lot.
Leslie dropped $19 on...
DJ Moore.
Beating out Cody, who went for him as well at $13.
Cody needed it,
$19 is a very big bid, but DJ Moore's been great. So
yeah, that's a lot of bid.
I was like, yeah, I'll just...
Right. Nope.
DJ Moore is still earning the opportunity, but he's been great.
Cody got Willie Snead, so...
Willie Snead has $12 for Cody at Willie Snead. Willie Snead has been consistent with his floor.
On the waiver for
well, he's got a pretty low ceiling, but he's got a good floor.
Yeah, he's going to score you at least 8 points every game.
You want 6-7 points, you're going to get it.
He got Brett Maher
so
for
Cody went for $9 on your kicker.
Damn.
God damn! What, Cody? Why did you spend $9 on Brett Maher?
I just didn't want to lose him.
You didn't want to lose
Had
him.
to have him.
$9, dude, for
Dallas
your kicker.
Cowboys.
That's not even like that's not like a Greg the Leg, Goskowski, Tucker,
Super
like
Bowl.
Will Lutz or something like that's.
I believe.
That's not a Butker. That's a Maher. That's the
believe.
Dallas. That's a Dallas homerism. Okay, so Cody not only went for Brett Maher, he dropped $8 on Parker, who he starting this week.
Devontae Parker's a good pickup because he had 17 points or whatever in his last game, and they started to use him in that game.
Both
so.
Chris and Miranda put down a measly $6
Measly
on DJ Moore.
$6.
Hey guys, whenever you're discussing how much to bid on your players and your relationship, you need to understand that you can't bid the exact same amount because then neither
one of
of
you's
you,
not gonna get it.
one of you's not going to get it. You got to bid something else, okay?
We had Ed Dixon go for 6, who she's starting.
Who? Leslie
picked up Ed
Dixon for $6.
Yeah, so because she has to start him.
You
this
need a
week.
tight end. You need a tight end.
She pissed me off because she went $6 on the Cowboys defense.
Oh, $6 on that Cowboys D against the
shopping Gronk's injured trade.
Oh, Cody's shopping Gronk. Hey, you know
Cody's shopping
we could
Gronk.
do a trade, like a trade segment. So if anybody wants to trade for Gronkowski, send something to Cody.
That's right. Send us everything you.
Was there anything else after that? Fitzpatrick went for $4 to Brian. That's pretty big.
Panthers went for $5.
Oh, I like that Marquez. What is it? Marquez Valdez-Scantling, $4 because I feel like he's outplayed.
That's a good pickup.
It looks like he's outplayed Cobb and Geronimo Allison. It seems for some snaps.
Yeah, I really like Allison, but I just don't. I mean, he might have got Wally pipped. I don't
His
know.
snaps was a lot lower than Marquez. I think took that job from him.
Josh Adams is a good pickup for Keith.
Yeah, Keith, that's nice for $4.
We got Mohamed Sanu, the
Of course,
bicycle.
the classic slut getting $4 bids still somehow out there.
I picked up Derrick Henry for $1. Yeah, totes.
Nice. Chiefs defense went
Super
for $4.
excited about that.
Keith spent $4 on the Chiefs D.
So I picked up Jamal Williams for $0. I feel like more people should have gone after him.
You can have Jamal Williams. I'm not about that life.
Aaron
Jones is the better running back.
He is. Oh yeah, no, but Jamal Williams is definitely going to be the goal line back, and he's definitely going to be a third down back.
He's definitely going to be the goal line back, and definitely going to be a third down back. Jamal Williams will have a role, but I don't think he's going to do nearly as well as Aaron Jones will.
No, yeah, Aaron Jones will definitely score more for sure, but
you're not going to start Jamal Williams, are you?
Not this week, no. But I mean, there might be.
Hey, for a $0
might
pickup,
be a point.
I can't hate on a $0 pickup.
Right,
There's
exactly.
no point. He's getting touches. That's all that matters.
I dropped Case Keenum for him.
Even bid on Mar.
Huh?
Did anybody else bid for Cody's
Bid for
$9
Maher,
kicker? $9 kicker is more than I feel like any other kicker has gone this entire season.
As a joke, I was just like, fucking
$9. God damn.
Brett. Actually, Lord Gordon and the disciples put in a $0 bid for him.
Look,
How do you feel,
Almer spent so much money early in the season that, look, here we are in week 8, and Almer spent $0 on Brett Maher, $0 on Booker, $0 on DJ Moore, $0 on Jamal Williams. Almer's broke as fucking trying to, Oh, it's funny.
That's hilarious.
No. Gordon
And it's funny because Almer used to have Jamal Williams on his team.
Yes, he did.
And he dropped him, and now he's trying to spend $0 for him.
Get him back.
Nope.
All right, so
Frank Gore got picked up for $6.
Yeah, he did.
By
today.
Chris Lang. Chris Lang went shopping for Frank Gore, who Brian
defense.
dropped, and the Titans.
I picked up the Raiders defense today for $1 because I couldn't get the Cowboys defense. And if C.J. Beathard doesn't play tonight, the Raiders defense should be pretty good because it's first time for the backup to start in a game.
If C.J. Beathard does not play tonight, the Raiders defense, that's a great play.
Yeah. You picked up the Broncos defense. That's a good ad.
I did. I needed a defense this week, and the Broncos.
Who are they facing?
I don't remember. I like the match.
They are facing Houston.
They're at home against Houston
versus Houston.
Coming off a 30-point game.
I mean, Steelers versus Flacco. I guess that they are away, so that's probably
I didn't really want to mess with the Ravens game at home in Baltimore.
Good point.
I don't think the Broncos have the best matchup of the week, but I don't think it's terrible either.
Quincy's a good pickup. It depends if he gets the target.
I spent $0 on Quincy Nunez because I saw that he was practicing again, not in full, but still practicing. And I feel like with Jermaine Kearse out and Terrell Pryor out, Quincy Nunez, if healthy, could have a good role again.
Yeah, for sure. And if somebody needs a tight end for next week, Uzama's on the waiver wire.
Ooh, that's right. Chris dropped Uzama after this goose egg he gave him last week.
He is on bye this week.
Goose egg drops. I understand. If a player gets you 0 points and you hate dropping him, I understand it because those 0 point games.
Well, the thing is, he's on bye this week, and I have no problem dropping most tight ends. I will say most because there's obviously a few of them that I would not drop on their bye. Right? But pretty much all the streaming tight ends, I'm fine with dropping any one of them.
Yeah, it just depends on how
if you need to.
Is.
Obviously, I mean, if he didn't need to drop Uzama, I would not have because he's been getting a lot of targets.
He's playing Jeff Swaim, the Dallas tight end, in a matchup that I don't know.
We'll see.
He gets some red zone looks, but I think Tennessee has been surprisingly good against the. I think I remember reading that good against the tight end.
I don't know,
but it's at home, so who knows?
I haven't read anything about it. Well, alrighty, that was the free agency, and that was the podcast. And I guess until next time, we will talk to y'all.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
At Football Sunday.
Let's go!
But until next time, form the token ring.
Been a Token Ring production. All music brought to you by Richie Flo. You can find his beats at SoundCloud